are the three.
Curry blocked by James.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is
You know what it is? It's Jordan LeBron, motherfuckers.
Easy.
LeBron James just became the NBA's all-time leading scorer. I mean, so that's where, this is all that's been being debated since it happened.
Right.
So, I'm gonna let Travis start us off.
Well, I feel like you should
well, you know what? Hold on. I have a question for everybody, and I will ask Coz when he gets in here.
Yeah.
We all have, is there anybody that's going to try to say, one of them is not number two even? No one's going to sit here and do that, right?
No.
Everybody's got Jordan or LeBron 1 and 2.
I would put LeBron as 2. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
What?
No.
You got Jordan 2?
Would you put Kobe 2?
No. Kobe's not top 5. We're not.
Kobe's not top 5.
No, there's too much reasons why he's not, but that is not the debate today. He's not top 5. Look at any dude. There's not
Jordan though.
There's not a single analyst that puts Kobe in the top 5 either.
Okay.
Really?
There's too much knocks. There's too much marks against him, and he was
Okay.
like Michael Jordan, 1.0. Because Jordan was 2.0.
Let's talk about who's arguably in the top 3 with these two.
Let's talk about that.
What's up, big dog?
What's up, big dog?
We've got
What up, Coach? Let's get
Kareem
him, dog.
Abdul-Jabbar, gotta be arguably up there.
Okay.
Kareem.
Shaq's gotta be arguably up there. To me, Kobe's gotta be arguably up there.
Kobe for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Coz, is Kobe top 5?
He's got to be.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Coach.
He's not.
man.
He's really not.
So what's the top 5 then?
Well, we're all gonna have different. Okay.
Okay,
Before
all
we
right.
get into this, Kobe or Jordan LeBron.
Kobe can't be top 5 when you have the most missed shots in NBA history.
Iverson's
That's just
gotta be
one.
up there.
That's just one
Iverson's
aspect.
got to be up there for
you
most missed shots.
Okay. If we're talking my personal top 5, LeBron, Jordan, Magic, Kareem. See that, and then it's either Wilt or Larry Bird for me. See, I have to think about that.
I don't think Wilt.
Yeah, Wilt he's kind of a.
It's just all statistics. When they weren't even really tracking statistics like that.
Okay, so here's my top 5. I just made the decision: LeBron, Jordan, Magic, Kareem, Tim Duncan.
Whoa.
Tim Duncan. Oh
Coz,
my
is
God.
Tim Duncan a top 5 NBA player?
Oh my God. Top 5 most boring player ever.
Hey, I want to hear the 5 ahead of him, and then we can dissect that another time. So, okay, let's focus on the 2. Let's focus on the 2. Because if I had the time to rethink that, I might. So just that number 5. Well, no, because that
I feel
number.
like you threw it out willy-nilly.
Yeah, because that number 5 slot, I was, KD, Steph Curry, Wilt Chamberlain,
Freestyling over here.
Larry Bird. There's a lot of people. I have to actually go to the inside of the brain. Y'all put me on the spot. All right.
It's Kobe, but we'll give you
not
time.
Kobe.
We'll give you
It's
time to
not
come
Kobe.
around,
Gotta
Paul.
be Kobe. Thank you, boss.
Kobe,
Jesus
man.
Christ. They don't
It's not
put no-
Kobe.
Jeez,
All right.
5 rings?
So do you want to make your case?
Christ.
Do you want to state your case?
No, because here's the thing. Let's do this. Let's have you state your case because Jordan is already the GOAT.
No, he's not.
He's
That's the
being
point.
dethroned by.
Oh, so you agree he's being dethroned?
No. But that's
For
your
sake of
argument.
argument.
That's your argument is that a GOAT, a for sure GOAT, is being taken out by a possible other GOAT. So you should go first because why would I have to? You know what I mean? Tell you
Paul's the challenger.
Well, no,
already
you're a
is the GOAT.
you're a guest on the show, so the guest
I get that.
gets the right of way. Or unless Coz can jump it. Coz, you wanna jump in and state your case?
What you think, Coach?
And obviously we'll elaborate on certain things, but just make your ultimate case first.
Should we?
All right.
I guess it is. I guess we are
Before I get
guests on the show.
started, Let me say first. I have LeBron as number 2, and he's the closest thing to Jordan that we've ever seen.
We all kind of made sure we all at least have them 1 and 2. Yeah, so we're on
It's hard
agreement.
to make this argument without dissing the other one.
I know.
Downplaying the other guy, like they didn't do anything in the prepared to. But that being said, I know how Paul feels about memes, but the meme that I posted when he originally threw this was all facts. Jordan had 2 more rings,
Yeah.
2 more final MVPs,
Yeah.
the defensive player of the year,
Yeah.
6 more all defensive first teams. He's got 1 more gold medal. He's got national championship. Like
Scoring title.
more accomplished in his career than LeBron is. And I know it's going to be an unpopular statement, but the athletes in today's NBA are much better than the 90s but you can't convince me that they play better defense now than they did in the 90s. There's better scorers now, but there's definitely not better defenders now than there was in the 90s. And for Jordan to have so many, I think 9 scoring titles and LeBron only had 1 against far superior defense teams. I think that speaks volumes for Jordan's career for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coles,
Okay.
can you
That's a
find a
fantastic
better
argument.
place in your house that has better reception by chance?
Are you on Wi-Fi, big dog?
It's a great shirt.
You're pretty
We gotta
freaky.
go out.
Yeah, we got what you said, but like it was a little in and out. But either way, like,
We got what he said. We got
it.
what the most part was.
Absolutely.
I heard a lot of team accomplishments. That's what I heard.
No.
A lot of team accomplishments in there.
No.
We heard championships. We heard gold medals. A lot of team accomplishments. in
We
there.
also heard scoring titles.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
unbiasedly.
That's individual.
Yeah. You heard MVPs. I know
I
you
meard
heard that.
I-
You heard,
so far I've heard-
you heard
so- okay.
defensive titles.
That's
you
where
heard,
it's at.
you heard
I mean,
scoring
yeah,
titles.
Sure. Okay, so there's a lot of nuance here because let's look at it this way.
Because it's Eris.
I'm gonna try to like just compare other arguments in related to this. So there's a big old Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid argument happening right now.
Okay.
You know, who do you think is a better center?
Well, I got a great stat for you.
Well,
Who
just
cares?
I mean we have to care. We're here. So
Okay, all right.
So Embiid fans love to say he plays better defense. He's better than Jokic. They love to say that.
Right.
Jokic has 4 times as many assists as Joel Embiid does.
Okay.
So, which aspect is more important to the game? I mean, I'm really asking. Like, it kind of is an opinion, but what do you think?
Embiid can't even. I mean, that's not even. I don't even know why that's a thing.
Well, he's in the MVP race.
And-
He's a very
and-
good
and
player.
Jokic-
I like him, but he's a
and
very good
Jokic-
player.
I like Embiid, but he can't stay healthy. That's his biggest problem.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Okay, so let's just say assists and defense. Call it a wash. Call it a wash.
Okay.
Assist maximizes on player potential,
Right.
and makes everybody around you better.
Right.
Right.
But
So-
that has to be a team. If you're gonna say, "Oh, that's just a team stat," assist kind of got to be a team stat.
Well, no, because the person still has to be the one that passes the ball. They have to find the open.
True,
looks,
but if
find
the
the open
dude
man.
doesn't make it,
Well, yeah,
there's no assist.
Right, but I mean
That's a team stat.
I mean, yeah, well, that's the scoring. If he doesn't make his own shots, it does, that it doesn't mean anything.
That's
either.
different.
What are
if
we
he don't
talking
make
about?
his own shot, that's different. If he passes it and that dude don't make the shot, that's no assist.
Okay, where I was going with this is
All right.
Jordan's one defensive player of the year. Let's just call it a wash with LeBron tripling him in career assists because that is a major basketball stat. So we could just do that, right? Unless you're going to tell me defense is more
it's
important
one
than dishing the rock.
But it's one defensive player of the year, but it's also 3 all-time steals awards.
Right,
Like
but-
there's a couple different things.
But
in there.
LeBron is also guarded every single player on the floor for all of his career. Jordan
Yeah.
didn't do that. Jordan had to guard Clyde Drexler and people like that.
Guards.
He didn't have to. He had to guard guards. He didn't have to guard point guards, centers, power forwards, small forwards.
That's the thing that differentiates LeBron James from Michael Jordan is LeBron James does everything. Michael Jordan does his one thing very good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the
I
best.
don't agree with that because how are the stats so similar?
Well, what I mean
They're
is
not that
those
similar.
stat,
It
those
depends on the stat. It depends on the stat.
but those
But they're varied. They're not just one. Like you can't call Jordan a one-trick pony.
Oh no, I'm not. We're not saying,
comparative. Like how many times has Jordan played the 5? Never. You know what I mean?
Okay,
LeBron's
okay,
down. That's what I mean. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
he's got a lot of blocks. He's
For
got
sure.
a lot of steals.
For
I mean,
sure.
blocks are actually almost similar.
I mean,
To be honest.
I know Jordan was a great defender. No one is saying
blocks are very similar.
yeah, for
so,
sure.
So he could play the 5.
But I'm saying, if you put Jordan down at the 5, he's gonna get thrown around. He's only what 6'6", 6'6".
6'6".
He, Tim Duncan will abuse Michael Jordan. Tim Duncan will also abuse LeBron, right? But LeBron,
I don't know
okay,
about
okay, but you got to
Well, no,
think you got to think LeBron can play every position on the floor.
Right, and he can guard every position on the floor.
For
He's
sure.
had to guard every position.
Michael Jordan can't. He can't, and that's
So-
facts.
So now, my next question for you two is:
That's a good point.
so how many scoring titles does Jordan have? Do we? Someone know
10.
this?
10.
Yes.
10.
No. I know. I'm saying.
He's got 10.
Okay, so
He's got 10. He's got 9 more.
LeBron
So-
has uno.
That's crazy.
LeBron has 1.
Yes.
I didn't even think LeBron had 1.
Yeah, he's got 1.
So LeBron has one scoring title and somehow is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history.
Okay, but let's dissect.
Now,
that.
if you have 10
Let's
scoring
dissect that.
titles,
that's 20 seasons over 15 or 14 or 13 or however many.
stay out
Jordan had 14.
stay out the casino, stop
many?
playing baseball. You know, like what do you want to say?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If I were to just murder and I'm fucking gambling and I'm drinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm drinking, I'm gambling, I'm smoking cigars, I'm doing this, and I do 13, 14 seasons. One of the seasons I'm out in my prime. And then you got LeBron, who's probably eating asparagus and nuts and fucking his diet is crazy. So durability, that's a way different
But how
story.
could that possibly be a knock against LeBron?
It's not. But how
Like,
could you
LeBron
say that
did-
Jordan couldn't do the same thing in this era?
Because he didn't. Well, you said this era. Well, there's
Right.
no way to know that. But he couldn't do
But-
this. He couldn't do this past 1998.
But isn't the argument for, okay, LeBron would have killed, like, Jordan didn't go against as hard a competition, right?
That depends on if you're a Jordan or
they
LeBron
say.
fan.
Right.
what they say.
Jordan fans will say he
LeBron
did.
also has obviously the durability. He's got better technology. He's got better coaching, better competition,
Everything.
Better coaching?
everything.
Everything.
Better coaching?
It's
Resource.
better everything. Better basketball.
Phil Jackson, better coaching.
You don't know.
Or you
It's
mean
better
like his
basketball.
workout routine?
No.
coaching?
It's
Is
better
that what we're saying?
basketball.
We're
It's
saying
better
like
basketball.
the game has progressed
Right.
to this point.
Right.
You know, Phil Jackson elite,
so-
but the game is here
Right.
now.
So
Right.
why would
I agree with
Jordan not fit into the same scheme? How could he not be better if he already was better in a worse scheme?
Well, you just said it yourself. The game is so much better now. Like that means the competition is better now.
Correct. Correct. So why wouldn't Jordan rise to the occasion? Why are you saying that Jordan in this era probably wouldn't do what LeBron has done? How could you say
I'm
that?
not really saying that. What I'm saying is, I think if you flip it, it's going to be way more dominant. You put LeBron in fucking 1987, he is going to have a field day.
How many seasons does he play though?
Well,
You ain't got the technology. You ain't got the
Jordan,
diet.
Jordan won
you
a
ain't got
title.
the-
That's the thing. You know
Jordan
what I mean?
won his first title in 91, right? 91 or 92, one of the two.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's put him in as many
91.
seasons as Jordan had before he won his title,
Yeah.
where he was getting the brakes beat off of him in the playoffs. So 6 seasons of LeBron
Which
in
LeBron does
1984 to 1991, playing against, the Celtics, and Larry Bird and Magic and the Lakers,
The Pistons.
the Pistons,
It's just a different game. It's hard to do that. You know what
I know
mean?
that's what I'm saying. It's like, so I would say you can't really say either one, but if you flip it, I feel like there's a
But
bigger
we got to
chance.
use the same logistics though.
They both would
We
be
got to
very
use the same
good.
logic. We got to
you
use
know?
the same
Well,
logic.
we saw Kobe in the new era. Kobe, that's like seeing Michael Jordan in the new era. We saw that.
Close.
No,
Let's let
no,
Coach
no,
jump.
no, no,
Let's let
no.
Coach
Yeah,
jump
yeah,
in.
Go ahead, my bad, Coach. Go ahead.
So first things first. This whole notion of the NBA is better now than it was in the 90s. There are better scorers and they're more athletic, but they're not. You're not
aggressive.
going to convince me they're all around better players or better competition. And like I said, they played much better team and individual defense, harder and more physical, but also just better defense. And if you need an example for that, just look at the NBA today. Kawhi Leonard and Giannis and all of these guys, what do they label them? Two-way players, right? And that means they play defense and offense. And somehow they're these specialty players in the NBA. Well, in the 90s, if you play two ways, it just means you were a star and you dominated everybody else because everyone expected you to play defense. In today's NBA, nobody expects that, man. Like, defense is like this weird commodity that comes along. So I think Jordan, to say that Jordan didn't have or had certain competition, I don't think that's true. And it just to show how dominant he was, for him to keep a laundry list of Hall of Famers out of the finals or from winning a ring because they went up against Michael Jordan,
Yes.
Patrick Ewing, John
Yes.
Stark, Karl Malone, all those guys can get past them. When greats today go up against LeBron, some of them have had better of LeBron. The Currys and Nowitzki. I mean, way are you going to tell me Jordan in his prime on a Heat team loses to Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks in the finals, bro? It happened.
I got responses for you. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty much the thing. Again, LeBron, stat-wise, he kills everybody. right? He kills everybody. And that's why he is ranked so high, and that's why we all have to put him either 1 or 2, because his statistics are insane. That being said, his record in the finals and his softness, I'm sorry, his softness, it's a knock against him, bro.
Okay. Hold on. Go ahead. You got
Go ahead. No,
Okay.
Sorry.
Let me say this.
Talk to him.
Let me say
Cubs.
this. I'm looking at your top 10 all time because you posted it the other day. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right now. You have 2 players from the 90s in your top 10.
Right.
2 out of 10. Now, in my opinion, the 90s was the weakest decade of basketball.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to tell you why.
For sure.
We all know what the 80s was. I don't even have to say what the 80s was. By the time those players were out of the league, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, and I would love to hear you argue this, were the most dominant team ever. Like the team. Jordan was obviously Jordan, but I'm saying the Bulls, there wasn't another Bulls in the 90s. No other Bulls. Like Michael Jordan, like think of even like teams that had, a stacked roster beyond maybe 1 or 2 players.
The Jazz.
2 players, Stockton and Malone. Hornacek, we gonna start talking about Hornacek? We can, but you know what I mean? And then, the Blazers, Clyde Drexler. Who else?
Yeah, Houston Rockets has some good years.
The
in
Rockets.
90s.
But the Rockets, Olajuwon. Who's the second best Rocket?
For the
Barkley.
record, the Suns had their
Tracy
overall
McGrady.
season record year the Bulls beat them.
Tracy McGrady, maybe.
We're
talking about in the 90s.
I'm talking the teams that Jordan had to face. So, like, I'm sure
Olajuwon,
like
Charles Barkley.
you guys are basketball savants, so I'm sure you can name another, son besides Charles Barkley. The average person cannot because nobody remembers them.
Kevin Johnson.
Well, I mean, like,
The 90s Knicks were no joke.
the 90s what?
The 90s
Knicks.
Knicks.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Starks.
no joke.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but the 90s Knicks compared to the early 2000s Spurs or the current Warriors of the past 10 years or the Heat of the early 2010s, like this is what I'm saying. The competition of the 90s was not that great.
Here's my thing though. Why do you feel like okay, because we have no choice but to compare eras.
Right.
One can't play the other can't play the other. But why do you assume that these 90s players couldn't be as good if they were in this new era?
Well, that's not really what I'm saying. There was great players in the 90s. I'm talking about
I'm just
teams.
saying,
I'm talking about teams.
but you're talking about like LeBron and whoever that have been built in this era.
Right.
They're used to, freaking strict diet. Like LeBron eats freaking asparagus and fucking nuts and like.
Assuming LeBron eats nuts.
I mean, Michael Jordan was eating fucking Big Macs and he was gambling and he was smoking cigars and he was drinking and he was smoking everybody.
Yeah.
And then you got LeBron who's fucking, like I said, eating nuts and asparagus and lobster and fish. And I'm just saying, it's a different technology. It's a different diet. It's a different. You're of course you're supposed to be better.
But nobody's saying there's players in the 90s that couldn't be good today. There's a lot of them that would be good today. But how many of them were on a squad equipped to take down a squad like the Bulls? The Bulls had
no one can take down the Bulls.
The Pistons, and that's who did.
No, but that was before the Bulls were the Bulls.
That's what I'm saying.
And we saw what Michael Jordan did against dynasties. Nothing. The Celtics, the Pistons.
Nothing? What do you mean nothing?
The Lakers until they got old.
Yeah.
When he was like 22.
But he was winning Rookie of the Year. He was doing scoring titles during all these times. He just couldn't get over the bump.
Michael Jordan's best year was like 88, 89.
But
that was
let me
his
tell
best
you this.
year.
But you know why it was also his best year? Because you remember when Phil Jackson came aboard, that he was like, "This is team basketball.
Yeah.
This isn't Michael Jordan
the greatest coach in basketball history. I do remember that.
It is. But do you remember how he told him, "This is team basketball. This isn't Michael Jordan basketball." So if he were to have the same coach that he had in '89 to continue out throughout his career, his accolades would be insane. He probably wouldn't have 6 rings. But his stats, he'd probably be the scoring title.
Mr. Stat, yeah.
I mean, he was pissed. He was pissed that it turned into team basketball. He wanted it to be the Michael Jordan show. But he stepped back and said, you know what? I get it. And then he moved into a leadership role, which is crazy because LeBron James, yes, he's a leader, but I feel like he's a leader because he's the most talented person on the court, not because of mentality. Michael Jordan wanted to make everyone around him better.
That's
See, I think
that's a common misconception.
I think it's swap. I think it's
but listen to all the teammates. Listen to all the teammates that speak about him.
That's a good point. Those are his teammates.
But all his teammates say, I wouldn't have been shit without
Scottie
Jordan.
Pippen says Michael wouldn't have been shit without him and the Bulls. Like that.
That's the only person.
That was his number 2.
That's the only person.
That is the biggest person he had.
Scottie is not that good.
It's true.
Scottie is not that
No,
good.
he was
not
top.
do that.
He was top 5 during that time.
Dude,
for sure.
I can't get on that
But
train.
name another
Scottie was
person.
a
Name
problem.
another person on the Bulls. That says
Dennis
that.
Rodman.
That says that.
No, you mean
You know, Kerr said they were terrified of Michael Jordan because he was a dick.
But,
Okay,
what
but
did they
who's more of
also
an
say?
asshole than
What did they also
LeBron?
say? What did they also
LeBron
say?
gets
Michael
every
Jordan.
teammate
Jordan.
traded.
Yeah, Michael
LeBron
Jordan.
gets
Michael Jordan.
every teammate traded.
That is true.
Hold
No,
on.
Michael Jordan's
No,
Talk about the Nike
Michael
thing.
played with his guys. They played there the whole, for a decade together.
Dude, Michael wouldn't let his teammates eat dinner if they didn't play up to his standards.
Jordan cannot find a team that he gets along with.
He did it. That's a
LeBron
fact.
can't find a team that he gets along with.
LeBron has fun with LeBron's a leader because he's the most talented dude on the court. Jordan's a leader because of his mentality. He tries to make every single person better. You better make that fucking basket when I pass it to you, or I'm gonna sock you.
Except, except
Or
Jordan,
whatever.
except Jordan wasn't that great of a passer.
But he wasn't that worse.
Well, he was way worse than LeBron.
Barely.
So you're saying Jordan was the guy who made his team better than LeBron
comparison?
wasn't? LeBron's whole career was predicated on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And he still is the all-time leading scorer. The secondary thing.
Of course, with 5 years more games.
But the Nike thing, the Jordan thing.
Nike was born around Michael Jordan.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Hold on.
Okay.
Well, it's just basically like you know the story of Nike and Michael Jordan and the birth of the Jordan sneaker. Well, that was basically the birth of Nike, and Michael Jordan and those two were tied together. So those two grew together exponentially, and everything was tied in together. So like Nike campaign was Jordan campaign. Jordan campaign was a Nike campaign. So everything you seen was King Jordan. Be Like Mike, fucking Gatorade. Everything was born from Jordan.
And the NBA was actively pushing this with Nike because they were trying to create revenue for the NBA and boost the league because they were losing ratings after the 80s era.
In comes the god of basketball.
Yeah. So, and then you're telling me that doesn't play a part why so many people are just
Marketing.
conditioned to think Jordan's the GOAT? For
sure.
Is he really? Okay. So, Coach, you have it. I mean, I know we got to make sure we get you in.
Yeah,
Come on,
kind of
Coase.
piggybacking
Coase.
off of what was saying. I mean, there was one thing you can't argue. Michael is the most influential person to ever have basketball.
Arguably the most
Facts.
influential athlete ever.
Facts.
Yeah.
Arguably,
Right.
yeah, I'll agree with that.
So, I mean, kind of like what we've been talking about. You have to compare eras, which makes it so hard because we'll never know what Jordan could have been in this era and vice versa. And realize that it's a team thing. That for me, and all the same page, it's always going to come down to rings and how we went to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yep.
that he was
Right.
6 for 6. He never got outplayed. He never, got cramps and got hurt or had,
Oh my God.
When the lights turned on in the finals, bro, Jordan turned on and
All right.
could stop it.
I just have. Go ahead.
But just in the finals.
That's
though.
what I'm saying. Like people love to ignore all of the other years Michael Jordan lost. So as a Bronco fan, I would rather the Broncos have lost 4 Super Bowls in the last 4 years than not make the playoffs.
Wait, so how much is LeBron
Can you honestly say you wouldn't
lost
prefer the
But
same?
how much is LeBron lost?
Well, he went to 10 straight
10
finals.
straight.
10.
He lost
and
6.
6.
No, I know. I'm saying he went to the
You think
finals.
Jordan would lose if Jordan went to 10? You think he'd lose 6?
No, because Jordan didn't get there. He lost in the first round, in the second round.
Well, here to that.
No, not
but,
once.
But here's the thing.
Once.
To
How many
that
times?
to that point though,
Twice,
LeBron, he went to 10 straight. Is it 10 straight finals?
10 straight.
That's insane. But anyway,
That is insane.
that means 10 years straight, he was the second best team in the league, right? Like he made it to the show. Didn't win it, but he made it to the show. Jordan sat out 10 fucking years. He didn't make it to the show. He made it 6, right? Is that he played 16 years?
And don't forget about
14 years,
about the
I think.
Wizards.
14 years.
Don't forget about the Wizards. years.
And that, I mean, who cares? But
you know why
what
I
I'm
care?
saying,
Because
though.
they go and count
No, I get
LeBron
it.
when he's 42.
No, I get it,
so
but
Yeah,
we
but
care.
look at the difference in the technology and the diet.
Let's not talk about the diet anymore.
Well, hold on.
I'm
Well,
done with
hold
the
on.
diet.
Well, hold on. What I'm saying is Jordan was unfuck-withable for the 6 straight finals. He took a year off or whatever. That's like 8 years, whatever. That's the span. But that's
Smoking
it.
cigars,
That's fucking
drinking
it.
weed, drinking
Getting it done.
alcohol.
In those years before that, he was still
gambling.
good though.
He was good.
He was
He was
amazing. He was amazing.
Now-
scoring titles, defensive, all that shit, but he didn't win a championship.
Right. And in LeBron's 2007 Cavaliers are way worse than any of the Jordan teams had before he won his first title. And he dragged their happy asses to the finals. Jordan couldn't even get to the finals. That's what I'm saying. And also,
Because of the Pistons.
let's talk about the KD Warriors. Like, you telling me the KD Warriors couldn't beat those Bulls?
They would smoke those.
They could. They
No.
could.
So what I'm saying is,
Well, they
who the
kinda
hell,
did,
who the hell was the KD Warriors or the Dynasty Spurs or, I mean, people want to downplay the Mavericks. They were a fantastic team the year they won. Who were those of the 90s?
Yeah,
Don't tell me.
Yeah, but why?
Don't tell me the Jazz.
Don't tell you the Jazz and
I
the
won't.
Pacers.
I won't.
The
tell
only
you.
two teams that arguably could be there.
So Michael Jordan said himself it was the teams that he ran, he had problems with. There was only 2. I think it was the Pacers
Yeah,
and
the Jazz, probably.
The
Jazz
well,
for sure.
I don't even.
Jazz
I
for
don't
sure.
know.
No,
It was-
I
it was
think he
or
said.
the
Didn't he say
Knicks,
Shaq
maybe.
and the Magic too?
I don't know. It was
He
like
lost
it was
one
like
year
the
to them when
Pacers
he
and the
came back.
Pistons or
No,
something like that.
no.
But he was saying
Okay.
there's basically 2 teams that give us fits.
Right.
And that's it. That's fucking it.
But also, don't downplay. Also, what Jordan, a lot of Jordan fans, you two might not. Don't downplay LeBron winning with 4 different systems, coaches, teams, role players. Jordan never proved that. A lot of Steph Curry will never.
He
prove
didn't
that.
have to though.
That's the worst stat. That's the worst
because
stat.
the Bulls were that. They were that system. If LeBron didn't take his general manager shit into his own hands, the Cleveland would not have gotten out and got him some help.
But
He would have been
that's-
stuck in
that's the
Cleveland
worst stat.
with the It's not the worst stat.
Yeah, it
because,
is.
No, because if you're the greatest of all time, you should be able to prove it without, the greatest coach of all time or arguably the greatest wingman of all time in Scottie Pippen.
Again, that's the problem with this argument is this is a team sport.
Right. I get
You know
that.
what I mean? It's not an
There's
individual
no winner
thing,
of
you know
this.
what I mean?
Right,
Like, there's no
right.
winner.
It's a team
Right.
sport.
That
you know?
is that is the toughest.
I looked it up. The Rockets had Kenny Smith and Sam Cassell on those teams.
Let's go, Kenny
the
Smith.
alien?
Let's
Sam
go.
Cassell was up-
Alien?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an ugly
The
dude.
alien?
Kenny, I mean, yeah, Kenny Smith.
Both those guys are pretty good.
I mean,
Fantastic.
they're good, but like
So
Steph
let me ask
Curry,
you-
Klay
let me ask
Thompson,
you this, let me
Draymond
ask
Green,
you-
Kevin Durant,
let me have- I got a
Andre Iguodala as a role player.
I got a
Like,
question for you. Paul.
yeah,
Who's your favorite rap artist of like the modern times?
oh geez, Kendrick Lamar. If he counts as modern, I know
Kendrick
he's
Lamar?
kind of older now already, but
Comes
is that-
from Kenny?
well,
Yeah.
Kendrick's like my favorite all time now. actually.
Gotcha. So I was gonna have you answer me another question.
Okay, why are you being so dramatic? It's
Does he have-
It's
does he-
8:58. Let's keep it moving
Does your
fast.
favorite artist of all time, does he have any, in his entire catalog is all I'm talking about, does he have any song that's entitled LeBron James?
What?
Does he have any song entitled LeBron James?
He doesn't.
I think it's just titled.
Does he have any song titled Michael Jordan?
There's a song titled Barry Bonds. Like, what are we saying?
He's got a song called Michael Jordan, god damn it.
Bo has a song called Chevy Chase.
I don't
what
care.
Are we doing
He's
here?
not, Fo's not your favorite artist.
I'm not.
Yeah, he's up there though. Top 3, right?
We're
Top
talking about your
3.
favorite artist
Shout out to
of all
Twitch.
time.
But also,
Michael Jordan.
But also, these artists are Jordan era kids. Let's talk when
So are
LeBron
you.
era kids
So
are
are you.
grown and being rap
so
artists.
are you. You're a Jordan era kid.
Right. I'm not saying but I'm not a Jordan era kid that was like obsessed with Michael Jordan. You're talking about
Why?
kids that grew up on Michael. Why would they make a song about LeBron? It doesn't make
I
sense.
just,
My dad's gonna make if my dad was an artist, he'd make a song about Kareem, not Michael Jordan.
I
know
was
what I mean?
obsessed with Michael
All right,
Jordan as
all
a
right,
kid.
all
Like
right.
he was
Fair
the
enough,
guy.
Fair enough.
My dad hated him so
Maybe
bad,
take.
I got influenced that way. My dad was rooting for the Jazz because he was tired of him just winning.
Let's give Coast the last word.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
so one more before Coast goes. Coast, and I'm gonna give you the floor after this. But why isn't points per game? Why isn't that? Obviously, Jordan has more points per game. Period.
Shot more
but he
shots.
also has more points per game in his height, like in his prime. He also missed a year of his prime. But why isn't points per game an obvious something when it's talking about, oh, well, LeBron James has the most points ever scored. And it's like, yeah, well, he played 5 more seasons.
He also wasn't a primary scorer.
But if points per game, you know, if he played 5 more, if Jordan played 5 more seasons, it's obvious that he would have more points than LeBron.
It's not obvious. And because
How?
he couldn't play 5 more seasons.
How?
Blame him.
How?
Well, it's not obvious because he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
But
he had
didn't
every
because
opportunity
he
and he
retired
didn't.
because of Phil Jackson.
Well, did LeBron tire when Eric Spoelstra, took over
Who
the
fucking
Heat?
cares about Eric Spoelstra?
Don't say it doesn't matter. LeBron don't care who his coach is. He went and brought titles to
Because
3
he was
different
with every
franchises.
coach. Of course he don't give a fuck about who his
He's
coach.
brought a title to every team he's ever played with. Every
No.
team. No, he has. That's a fact. Literally. I'm just saying that's a fact. Like that's not. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay, that's a good statement.
All right. So again, man, it makes it hard to argue because obviously, Paul Bro, you guys make really great points. But it's like he's right there, right? All these two guys, they're neck and neck, and we're splitting hairs when it gets down to it. The biggest thing again that I'll say is every single time, and not just the finals, every single time Michael Jordan has been in a championship game of some sort, he comes out on top. He has 2 medals, he has a national championship, and every single time he was in the finals, he got the job done. That's the beast, man. And
Yeah. Sorry it didn't happen to LeBron, but it just didn't. Sorry.
Like I said, man, it makes this argument so hard because you're trying to make a point for Jordan, and in that you also have to diss LeBron, and it's hard to do being a basketball fan. I am because LeBron's amazing.
LeBron's amazing.
A big part of it is me pushing 30, not quite yet, but me being one of those kids that absolutely is obsessed with Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's really hard to tell guys like me anything else. But that being said, LeBron is extremely close. Extremely close.
Yeah,
For some wild reason, LeBron manages to hang around longer and win more championships. Maybe I'll concede to this argument, but until then,
he'd have to win 11 to be Bill Russell, but we won't get into that. But anyway, the only one last thing I want to say, and it'll be fast, is pressure, man. No one brought up pressure. Jordan had no pressure coming into the NBA. Zero. No. Zero. He wasn't even the number 1 overall pick. He wasn't even the number 2 overall pick. People knew he was good. No pressure. Nobody will ever have as much pressure as LeBron James did in any sport ever again. Now that is so many reasons to fail. That kind of monkey on your back, it would crush most people. That's so.
But
that's the last thing I want to say.
But let me ask you this: the things that you
I said it was
bring
the last thing, Travis. No,
damn.
no. Go ahead.
Stop.
I'm just kidding.
Can I get one
Yeah,
more?
go ahead.
Okay,
I'm just fucking around.
So a lot of the things that people bring up about LeBron, especially Paul, which I just heard, is how come these things are always different eras where you can't really say. It's why would you assume that LeBron or that Jordan couldn't do what LeBron did in this era?
Well, I mean,
why do you assume that?
It's not because then it just goes in circles. Then everybody would just be assuming
but
everything
you're-
both ways.
But you're stating
y'all assume Jordan.
You're not playing with facts though. You're stating opinions of
No. A fact is LeBron overcame the biggest pressure ever, and Jordan did not have to.
But if Jordan
that's a
was
fact.
in this era, how do you know he wouldn't?
I don't. If LeBron was in the 90s, how do you know he wouldn't have won 6 championships?
Hold on, though.
That's
Hold
why
on.
we can't
Hold
debate
on.
those things.
I think you're talking about pressure in 2 different ways, right? So LeBron had his pressure coming in as the pre-go. He's going to be
the
Jordan.
second coming,
Right. But like I said, take
And
it
he
all
was
the way
out of high
back.
school. So
Second
I'll give
coming
him
of
that.
Michael
I'll give him
Jordan.
that. He was out of high school.
Yeah, no, you're right. That was the whole thing. 23.
But take it back. Michael Jordan was basically responsible for Nike and Gatorade.
Right.
Those massive things were on his shoulders.
Can I say one more thing? If you want to talk about pressure, how come Michael Jordan gambled, had a heavy gambling? How come his dad got murdered?
Because he's a piece of shit. Do you want to dive into the conspiracy that Jordan got his father killed? We can do that.
But you talk about pressure. What more pressure do you have when your dad got murdered, or that you got gambling debts, that you smoke cigars, that you drink, that that you eat Big Macs?
Well, gambling is a personal choice. He shouldn't have gambled.
Gotta be great.
Yeah, he did it to himself.
But you're talking about pressure. It doesn't matter.
It's a vice. It's a vice.
That's self-inflicted pressure.
It's still pressure.
It is still pressure.
But I can't get down with Jordan didn't have pressure on him, because when he started losing to Detroit, there was tons of pressure.
I'm saying coming into the league. I'm saying like
Detroit.
Like the pressure he had when 1990 hit was real.
Dad murdered had
Hold on.
Jordan sneaker.
Yeah, like when all that shit happened, I'm not saying there wasn't pressure there. I'm just talking coming into the league. Look at all of the athletes that came into the league, number 1 overall pick.
LeBron came out of high school.
And look at Zion. Look at the pressure on Zion Williamson right now.
You're talking expectation.
Well, yeah, I'm saying
You're talking expectation.
But with LeBron, it was the pressure to be the next Michael Jordan, because nobody ever thought that would ever happen. So like, there's a reason to fail. Like, if I don't do everything perfect, everyone's gonna shit on me. And he's damn near had one of the greatest careers ever, if not the greatest career, and people still shit on him. It's impossible. That's what I'm trying to say.
It all comes down to he lost in the championship, and Michael Jordan didn't.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but LeBron's never been swept out of the first round. Mic drop.
This turned into 4-on-1. Sorry, Paul.
Oh no, hell no.
But I thrive in it.
In my opinion, I think LeBron is the most athletic basketball player of all time.
I mean,
okay,
he's a freak. Let's not get you wrong. But so is Giannis.
That's what they said. Is like Michael Jordan is like the greatest and the most elite like scoring weapon. But LeBron James is a great basketball player.
Right, all around.
You know
LeBron's unstoppable physically.
Yeah, you can't fucking stop him.
LeBron's the greatest ever, and Jordan's the greatest scorer ever. Done. Done.
No, LeBron is the greatest scorer ever because it's factual.
Well, no.
Jordan is the greatest player ever.
Well, no.
It's factual.
Well, okay. Well, in that case, then Jordan's not even the third or fourth best scorer ever. That's factual. So cool. He's fourth. Good job.
Okay.
So he's falling down on the list. Let's wrap this up before he's out the top 5. Fo coming into this was like, we're not gonna win, and I'm like, bro, nobody's gonna win. You can't win this shit. It's Democrats versus Republicans. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Coast, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, bro.
Coast.
Hey, yeah, no doubt, man. Thanks for guys for coming on, man. And it's a Nuggets championship. I want to be on the show.
Hey, if you're still watching, tune into Coast on Monday nights on DenverOpenMedia.com and 92.9, right?
Yes, sir.
92.9 FM.
Man. Tune in at 7 p.m.
Word up, man. Sir. Well, damn. I didn't expect to.
This was a fun one.
I didn't expect an easy dub, but you know. Just playing. Stephen A. Smith over here.
God.
No, just kidding.